Hello, good evening, friends. This is Nurullah with you all. I just thought of sharing with you a couple of very simple yet effective function and formula which will be of tremendous use for you in your day-to-day Excel workings. Despite the fact that it is not a regular function or formula, nobody knows that when a formula or function will be of a tremendous help for you. So it is always better to sharpen your thoughts while using Excel to try to learn more shortcuts, formula, and function that would make your life damnly easy when it comes to presenting the data, summarizing, analyzing, and reporting the data. Okay, here is a set of data in column A and column B. What I'm going to give you a tip in terms of a random data selection. Let's say you have a data. For example, I have a data here that comprises of 1400 plus rows, in which a dummy data I presented here of the names of the people here. Let's assume that I want to select just 10 random sample of 1400 randomly selected from across the whole set of data. And the first function that I'm going to tell you is to select the random data. Let's say you are asked to present a 50 random data from this 1400. You cannot go manually to every 50 rows to try to copy and paste in a random data, and you have to have an easy way. Here is the way. There is a function called rand open bracket, close bracket. If you click that, it will give you a random number on its own. And there is also a function, the same function, rand between open bracket, and give the least number, let's say 1, and give the topmost number 100, let's say, for example, click. So it will give you a random number between 1 and 100, a randomly selected number. If you copy paste multiple times, it will give a different random number which is randomly selected between the given two values. See, when you copy and paste across the whole data range of this data, it will give you between 1 and 100 randomly selected data. If you copy paste again in the same area, it will give you a different number because it is, as the name implies, it is random number selection. So in case if you want to select a random sample from this 1400 set, what you can do is you can select this, filter this, and you can sort this ascending order, smallest to largest. Every time you sort, it will give you a random number. So you do this a couple of times. So automatically the data set in this range gets juggled and shuffled, and you can choose the first 10 values. Let's say the first 10 numbers from here, 10 reference number from here, and paste here, for example. Paste as a values. Paste as values. Here it is. That's it. So it sounds as easy as it is, and you can easily do this using a rand or rand between formula, which gives you a flexibility for you to be able to get a random number using which you will be able to select from a given population, a randomly selected n number of population. This is the first function. The second function is using this reference number. Let's say you want to do a VLOOKUP. Anyone knows VLOOKUP? Nowadays, there is no Excel user without knowing the VLOOKUP function, because it is the heart of Excel, you can say. Looking up value from Excel from a voluminous and extensive data range is the best option ever in Microsoft Excel. So you can use VLOOKUP or index match or combination of different function to try to look up the values. You can do the VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, depending on the data that you need from the data set. So basically, if you want to do a VLOOKUP And when you do the VLOOKUP, if there is a lookup value that you try to find from a data set, and if the number, the reference, the unique number that you are trying to find is not present, it returns NA value. If you want to avoid this NA value, and if you want to select only the values that is available from the data set for which you already write the formula of VLOOKUP, and you don't want the NA value to be visible when you do the VLOOKUP, there is a simple, very simple formula available. If error. I will give you an example. This is VLOOKUP. Let's say I want to do this VLOOKUP for this reference number, and I would like to select the names for this reference number. Let's say I put a different number here, for example 4555, which is not present in this data set. So I do a VLOOKUP here. Let's say VLOOKUP select, go here, complete the VLOOKUP. It gives you the name, yeah. So when you just try and replicate for the whole data range, see, it gives all the name except this 4555 or 45555, because this number is not in this data set. That's why it returns NA. If you don't want this NA to be visible while you do the VLOOKUP, you can simply do the if error. If error is nothing but a prefixing of if error function prior to, in advance to the VLOOKUP function. For example, here, if error, within bracket, open the bracket, VLOOKUP, the same formula. Do this, then select complete it, comma, then put two double quotes, close the bracket. What does it mean? If error, in case if the VLOOKUP formula brings you an error including NA, then returns null, blank text. Click it. It will also return the same VLOOKUP value, but when you copy paste with all the other range, across the range, wherever there is an NA, it becomes null, blank cell. In this way, when you do the VLOOKUP to try to fetch the value that you would like, you would not be seeing NAs which would look clumsy and not good. So when you do this, the data will be looking good and returning null value for those references for which the data is not found, is not available from within the data set. Hope this video is helpful for you guys. If you like the channel, subscribe it. If you like this video, click the like button. Thank you guys. Have a good evening. See you.